Hey guys, Matt here and welcome to this brand new episode of my fragrance obsession. Now, in today's episode, I've decided to come outside because it is actually red hot today. I'm actually really burning around the back of my neck, so I'm a bit of pain right now, so I thought I would do a review which is pretty acceptable for this sort of weather. Now, I really do hope you're all doing very well. I know it's been about 5 days since I did a video, so I have returned to do this fragrance review. Now, the fragrance that I've decided to review for today, it was actually a very popular fragrance in my collection last summer. I wore this quite a lot in the very hot summer months, especially like this. And the fragrance was fantastic. And the fragrance that we are going to talk about comes from the Library of Fragrance, or simply known as Demeter Fragrance Library. And it's called Ocean. Now let's go ahead and talk about the presentation. Now here's what the bottle looks like, guys. We just get this pretty simplistic design. It is like a pretty normal design though. We do get Ocean on the front there in blue writing. We get the Library of Fragrance. Above it we get simple, subtle, singular scents, each day, everywhere, pick me up cologne spray, 30ml. You can also get this in 100ml size as well. Comes off like this. And we do get the atomizer right there. So that's pretty much all we get. Let's talk about the smell. Okay, so this is definitely one of my favorite Demeter fragrances. This one is definitely on par with being as good as a pretty decent fragrance in my opinion, because the company of the Library of Fragrance, or Demeter, is they make fragrances based on memories, and they make fragrances based on, things that you can go back and visit. So they make a lot of fragrances that aren't necessarily popular in terms of a lot of fragrances. So they make things like, of course, this one, Ocean. It's based on the smell of the sea and the beach. So in terms of other fragrances out there, they have things like Sex on the Beach, which of course is a cocktail. They also have things like Salt Air, which is meant to smell like salty sea air and stuff like that. They also have pretty simplistic things, like orange and whatnot. But this is definitely my favorite from the company. Definitely a very nice, fresh, clean fragrance. Now, let's talk about the notes, okay? Now, this fragrance doesn't have a note breakdown or anything. It just simply features 3 notes or 3 accords, and those notes are seawater, sand, and salt. So that's pretty much all we get in this fragrance. And when I smell this, I get a very clean, refreshing smell. Definitely not something which is very well known. It doesn't smell like a lot of other fragrances. This one just smells simply of sea salt, sand, and seawater. So it definitely invokes the beach, in my opinion. Definitely something very, very different. So I do get this sort of like salty, watery sort of smell. A kind of earthiness as well underneath it, so I'm guessing that's kind of like the sand maybe. And I just overall get this very strong salty sharpness out of this. So it definitely does remind me of being at the beach, definitely sitting on the beach wearing some suntan lotion, looking out at the ocean, and that's definitely what I get out of this. It doesn't really have a suntan lotion sort of smell to it, but it does smell like when you're kind of been on the beach and your skin has that sort of lotion smell and, kind of like that. It's a little bit like that. It doesn't smell like your typical summer fragrance, so it doesn't have citruses. It doesn't really have a lot of marine elements that would exist in a lot of fragrances. This one is much more complex. It definitely invokes more the feeling of the beach rather than just a simple summer fragrance. So if you love the beach and you love to sit on the beach, you love everything about summer, this is a really good fragrance to go for. Now, the downside to this is the fact that it only lasts about 2 to 3 hours on your skin, which I suppose is not too bad considering fragrances from this company definitely lack the longevity anyway. But this one is definitely a refreshing scent. It definitely does pick you up if you want to smell good, or if you just want to smell very simplistic. It's really good for that. But in terms of its longevity, it could be better, but for what it is, it's a great fragrance in my opinion, and I really, really do like this. It's really clever how it really invokes that beach atmosphere, so that salty sea air and the earthiness of the sand, and it's beautiful. absolutely incredible fragrance, guys. So if you're wanting to check out this company, definitely go for Ocean for the summertime. It's an amazing fragrance. It's just definitely a complex, summery fragrance, definitely something that invokes the beach. So if you want something like that, this is a great choice. So guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of my fragrance obsession. Keep smelling good, and I hope you all have an amazing day wherever you are in the world. Now I'm going to go back and sunbathe. Take care of yourselves, and bye-bye for now.